Hi, I'm John Snipes, and this is my submission for Analytical Decision Modeling Week 2 homework. I selected problem 11 this week, and I was actually pretty excited for problem 11 because it involves insurance. I work in insurance currently and just don't see many problems involving insurance, so I was happy to see this one. This is, you're the consumer and you're trying to figure out what kind of out-of-pocket expenses you can expect, if you have a certain deductible for your car insurance. So Part A is just using a $500 deductible, and then Part B is changing that deductible. So we'll start with Part A. And on Part A, I've got the inputs over here on the left in blue, and then our outputs are over here. So the question was asking if you have a $1,000 deductible and 0.025 accident probability, what you could expect your output to be. So the average amount you could expect to pay is $29.20, and our confidence interval is from $29.27 to $29.13. The simulation portion of this, it's kind of broken down into three chunks. The first thing you're doing is you're creating a random number, and you're using the normal inverse function, and you are using a normal curve with a mean of 3,000 and a standard deviation of 750. That's going to give you the amount of damages you have if you're in an accident. The second part of that function is going to be determining, do you have an accident that year or not? And for that, we're going to use an inverse binomial function. And we're only doing one trial, so each year is going to be its own separate trial. And then our probability is coming from the probability we're giving. And then we're using a random number generator. So that's going to give us either a 1 or a 0 as to whether or not we're having an accident. And so then if you don't have an accident, you're going to have 0. And then if you do have an accident, it's going to be 1 times the damages. And then in this case, we have a deductible, and the deductible is the most we would pay. So we put all of that into a minimum function as well. So it's going to tell you the minimum of your deductible or the amount you would pay if there's an accident. All right, and so we ran it 5,000 times, and that gives us, again, the average amount is 2412 with an upper confidence interval of 2418 or 2406 for a lower confidence interval. Part B, we used a data table, and we basically used the same formula. We just swapped around the deductibles. In this case, we've got a simulation for each different deductible: $500 deductible, $1,000, $1,500, and $2,000. And then here's our answers for what we get. The average amount you pay for each deductible, and then our standard deviation, our standard error, and our upper and lower confidence intervals. Thanks for taking the time to listen to my homework.